I wanted to do a video about what to do or what to think about the possible upcoming national emergency. Now, you've seen the doom and gloom videos, I'm sure, but it's not a far-fetched thing to think about. I just got done watching one of those promotion videos that's attached to a WND bulletin. You know how WND is. I mean, there's some good reporting on there, but they're basically some real right-wing propaganda going on there. And they've got products, you know, they're trying to sell books. Sometimes by their own staff reporters. All those anti-Obama books. The problem I have with that is anything like that, when you're extreme to one side or the other, it's just like you're really just not taking the whole picture into consideration at all. Especially with regard to what people want. You know, I mean, you're basically being that way is criticizing inherently anybody's personal beliefs who thinks on the other side of the spectrum. Well, attached to this bulletin was a survivalist's video. Of course, at the end of it, they're trying to sell a video about how to survive in the event that the government turns to martial law. I found it ultra ridiculous because they paint this horrible picture of chaos where a food stamp mob is going to be armed going from house to house, and there won't be any food in the stores because China has rejected the dollar, and gas prices go up 3,000% in one day, and once the food shipping businesses can't turn a profit, they're going to stop sending shipments of food to stores. So, he's hinting at a trick or a survivalist way of doing things that can get you through a 6-month period where you won't have to go to a FEMA camp and you can stay in your house, and $300 gets you enough food to last 6 months. That's what he's hinting at. And how you can make your own water. You know, he's saying that you can make your own water. He doesn't tell you the trick on how you got to pay the money to do it. And of course, at the end, he says the normal price is 97 bucks, but this time it's 39. I saw this kind of thing before, where they were predicting a collapse in 30 days, and then they said that you had a 60-day money-back guarantee. So I just thought that was kind of funny, but he's not kidding. I mean, this guy's painting a picture that's pretty extreme, but I've thought about this. I asked myself once, what's the most important thing in the entire United States? What is essential to how things are? Some people would say the internet, you know. No. It's the trucks. You know, when you've driven across country and you're driving all night and you just get passed by semi-truck after semi-truck, or you pass semi-truck after semi-truck, those semi-trucks, that's it. You know, you go to a store and it's full of stuff. It's only full of that stuff because of the trucks. And some of that stuff comes a long way to go to the store at your local, and you just think it's there all the time. But yeah, if something goes down big where those trucks stop, that's oh man. I think the most prudent thing to do if you really believe this is gonna happen is to find out you should think about going somewhere where there's good natural resources. There are places where they think the last living Neanderthals live, and the Bigfoots. Well, there's great running water. Little rivulets that come off of like the Ozarks and out in Washington State. Just little rivers, and they're just great. It's great water. Like there's no pollution or anything. Water's the thing. That's the thing. I don't know. I'm not going to claim to be some survivalist expert or anything, but there's just a certain common sense stuff's got to kick in. If a collapse happens, and say like you're on a medicine or something, you're dependent on some kind of medical reality, well, start going to church. really start thinking about your spirituality. And I'm not joking. You're gonna die. You're gonna die. If you're dependent on like a social security check or just anything that you just need it, and the government makes it happen for you, you're gonna die. What made me this really mad about this guy's presentation is he's saying that you can stay in your house and you can do something to your house to make it impossible for the government soldiers to get into your house, and I was like, okay, that's impossible. There's no way you're gonna do that. If the picture he's painting where there's mobs all over the place going from door to door, they're gonna get in your house. They just are. I don't know what to tell people in a situation like this. Most likely, like little gangs will form, you know, like little groups where they're, you know, loyal to each other, and they'll probably be racially based. Be a black group, Hispanic group, white group. And there'll be nasty violence, and you'll see dead people out on the sidewalk. I don't know. You'd be surprised on day 3 of not having like water and how you'll feel, what you'd be willing to do. That's all I know. It'd be way worse than that. I mean, people think that that's extreme and that's conspiracy talk, but the government has been doing all kinds of unprecedented things as if they're preparing for something. You've seen the videos with the coffins and all their stockpiling of ammo and the NDAA, all that stuff, where they get the authority in the event of an emergency to basically turn this into a communist country, or worse than that. I mean, this will be unprecedented in history. Can you imagine the United States shutting down like everything? Like every university, all those college kids just suddenly, there's no class the next day, there's no food in the grocery store, I mean, no cars on the streets, or the cars that are on the streets are full of militia people. Yeah. What might stop that from happening is if the government, in cooperation with China, just basically attacks us. And like when the Alex Jones people, they're trying to scare you, there's a real possibility of that. I mean, the people that the government owes money to, if they get tough with them, they're the ones that want to make sure that they don't suffer. So they're going to make little deals with whoever. It still kind of doesn't make much sense because the United States really wanted to get tough about it. We could just say, to hell with all you, we've got nuclear weapons. You know, we're the badass military in the world. You pull any bullshit with us, we're just going to come and nail you. That's a possibility. It's just, those guys are bastards, you know, they're not going to give up without a fight, just not like, but they might come after us. I mean, they might really try to shut the people down. And my thought was, I made a prediction before about a 3-day blackout. That will be forced and done by the government under the guise of some solar flare storm or something. But no, they're going to do it on purpose. And the idea will be just to cut the fat off the meat kind of thing. And at the end of that 3 days, there's going to be some dead people that they don't want on their dole, you know. And whoever's left is going to be completely subservient to whatever's in power at the end of it. And they'll do whatever they say. So the country will probably turn into something that's like communism, but I don't. Is it going to happen this year? I just got a funny feeling. I mean, I don't like to talk about these kind of crazy things, but